title is probably given to Guardian, but it's subjective.
Yep.
It's up for debate. That's kind of how these things play out. And the players look like they're ready to play.
And we are ready to play as well, I think. And by we, I mean Chad and I. What appears everyone is getting strapped in. We do have all the headsets on you could possibly need, to include some in-ears.
Yeah, the sponsors can't be complaining because they're getting their headsets around the neck. So
this is a little bit of a conflict, I had to imagine.
That's the safest bet, and one would hope. There we
go.
Is. So G2 needs to come out with quite a pace here. I think you need to keep the foot on the throat and make sure that Panda Gaming don't get any chances to get into this game. Don't take any situation too lackadaisically, but also don't give them that much respect to execute, because we have seen set pieces come out of Panda thus far in the tournament. We know they have them in the back pocket. Inferno is a map where you can have plenty over towards that B-bomb site, lots of A executes that you can do, wrapping around the arch side, jumping out halls with multiple layers of smokes. So G2 can just allow Kenny and Co to roam and dome, find some opening kills. That's going to take away any potential for them to go for executes. Also, banana control, we talk about it every single time, Trace, but it is integral.
Today, not likely to be any different, Chad. And here we go. The pistol round is upon us, and we're going to get to jump right into it. G2 Esports versus Panda Gaming here for WESG round of 16. So barreling through the brackets will be both these teams. Obviously, G2 a favorite to win this one, or this matchup, so to say, and go for a deeper run in the playoffs. But you can't discredit the fact that Panda has pushed it to this point. So we're going to be able to see what they have early on here on their T side. It looks like they want to get a good look in the apartments. And they're going to be running into Kenny S. Now, a guy that we did tout is being able to show off the other day on Dust 2. Not able to show off here in the halls. Body finding 2 big kills there for himself. And this one has started in the right way for G2.
All the way down to T-stairs, I think that was. So absolutely phenomenal frags there coming out from Body, the man in question. Now, shocks, blink and you miss it. The bomb's down. Here and Savage just getting destroyed. We flick over to the player as they come on in for a duel, but the bullet hits the head quicker than we can see the action.
If you blink it, you'll miss. Now it's, left by himself. Does have a USP in his hands, but with the bomb down and the NPCs of G2 Esports swarming around it, what has turned into quite the pistol battle here at the top of alt mid. Only netted a 1 frag onto Shocks.
Bit of a kerfuffle there, but Body's going to get himself 3 for the round. Now we're going to see what type of a buy G2 want to go for. If I do remember rightly, Panda Gaming had multiple different approaches, and this time around the Force buy is on the cards. So 3 Deagles, a P250, a CZ75, and a little bit of utility. If they can get banana control, they might be able to just get a standard B execute in with the coffin and the CT smoke, but it appears they just
flash for middle. There it is. He looks to clear it. Does get a little bit of resistance there from the Panda Gaming side, the bottom middle. Haven't really been able to branch out in this round. Yeah, he's taking a few shots there to the dome, but ultimately not enough damage to really scare that of G2 Esports. They do have entire banana control right now.
I'm surprised that the players from Panda weren't more than audacious to take that duel. The M4 from that range, even if they grab Dinks, they're not dead. And the Deagle, 1 bullet to the head of Body, and it would have been good night, Sweet Prince. So I'm surprised to see them be so reserved, considering they were getting offered up potentially a free untradeable kill there. But as we're posted up in banana with this AUG and the forward position with the MP9 of Shocks, this round should be dealt with quite easily unless somebody whips massively, and that's a huge shot there from A up.
Yeah, big one there with the Deagle. Does kind of open the door halfway, but no one stepped any foot in or stepped any feet in. Foots, not feets, foots.
It is quite the feat though to take this round off G2.
It is that. They're going to find banana control at the very least. Bottle finding his way up this wrap side. Or arch side, however you want to look at it. Doesn't yield him any kills. However, Aya will make this one a little bit more equal of an equation here towards this B-bomb site, and here comes the hit. What they've got left on them to try to get into this B-bomb site has not netted them any success thus far until now. Tibby able to take down 1, but the timer has taken itself down quite a bit. They're going to get a bomb plan out of this, which does go a long way. And yes, Chad, that's exactly right. This is very winnable. All things considered, they're going to double up here, new box. But a ton of damage being rained down by Body.
Savage has to die. Oh, what's going on there? Savage playing on the same position there as TB. He had to die to bait for the AUG to allow it to go for a situation where it could win the 1v2. Instead, confusion. They step on each other's toes, and those feats that you were talking about, looking pretty goofy looking right now, as Jax has picked up an AUG, and they've stumbled over each other, which That was a round that AR gifted them 2 really big deagle kills. They were barangatangs.
Yes.
There's that song by Skrillex called... Wait, what's it called?
Bangarang?
Bangarang, that's the one.
Not Barangatang.
Where am I going?
Not sure. Chad with the pop culture references.
Been watching documentaries about...
Skrillex?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Oh. I'll say, that seems...
David Attenborough stuff.
Oh, with Skrillex?
Yeah, it does a wildlife documentary
like
on Skrillex.
A dubstep sort of like
and here,
look into the wildlife.
A wild DJ in his habitat.
And here we see Wild Shocks backing off of the banana. Eloquent, elegant, and everything in between.
There's the T's here. Puff out their chest to scare off any aggressive CTs. They do the mating dance.
Above the smoke, they rest, perched. Body will fall down. And now, in due time, the hit will come from Panda Gaming on middle. And here they come.
Oh, they strike with a veracity as Hurricanes from nowhere finds the opening. Body and Jax reply in tandem. And this attack on middle has been taken down. Just like the wildlife, the G2 Esports rip apart the defenseless Panda.
A defenseless panda in the wild is still a panda in the wild.
Scary as all hell.
Scary as hell.
I wouldn't want to fight a panda.
I wouldn't want to fight a panda not in the wild, much less in the wild. But in this one, the panda has been beaten. Savage being the last player to fall there for Panda Gaming. And their first buy into this matchup has not yielded them any fruits of labor. Fruits of their labor.
Imagine if you got fruit after you came out of labor. Like, they just brought you, like, a fruit basket. So, congratulations.
You did it.
Here are your fruits.
Pay you in fruits and exposure.
It seems like a pretty good deal. Right now, we'll just have another pistol upgrade round from Panda. Going to find themselves at max loss bonus next round. 3,400 will be trickling into the bank account. Unless they're able to get something done here. We've already seen what A has done with the Deagle. Maybe they let him work once more.
A lot of mid-presence here from Panda Gaming. Nothing through Banana. Of course, they can't really contest it. Contest. Words are troubling me today, I'll give you that.
That's all right. The English language is not the easiest at all.
Yeah, especially since, you know, as Americans, we bastardized it, right? So,
and you speak American, too.
Which is totally different.
It's a complete different language.
There are slangs that I, you know, don't even mean to say, but end up saying. Body's going to take down one there in the boiler Tibby, and then they're just going to get eaten alive there. The last player there in the underpass is Hurricanes. He falls on the 4th one on the board for G2. Now we're going to see some more weapons come out on the side of Panda. So
this is like Monday morning, okay? So the last 2 rounds were like a lazy Sunday. It was the weekend. They really had a bit of a rough Saturday night. Now they've woken up Monday morning refreshed after their McDonald's on Sunday. They've put on their suit, and they're struggling on to work early with all their attire briefcase in hand, and A with the AWP. Seems like they changed the duties depending on map between Savage and Aya on that AWP. We've seen both of them wield it thus far. So Smokes will hold them at bay in Banana and middle. Body putting some bullets down middle to dissuade anybody from hanging around on the T stairs. And boiler control and holes control is about to be garnered very early. That's 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, as you can see here with the map being brought up. It is just the standard 3-2 split from the CTs with Kenny S. An absolutely wild AWP over towards this arch side. Will be forced back off the smoke, and now he can cover off holes. Pressure on body.
The pressure's there. They want to pressure this mid here of G2, but right now they're going to be trying to draw out some more utility, perhaps maybe even going for the full hit, and there it is. Getting caught underneath the porch will be body. And nearly Jax as well, almost burning down to a crisp. He does find himself at 10 HP after that exchange. But they have kind of entrenched themselves within the bomb site. They do have backup. So even though they've gotten a frag, it doesn't matter because, well, they've already pulled the rotation. It's just a matter of actually finding their way into the site now.
The most important thing here is if they decide to go B, Lucky still has a smoke, and we can see it in his hand right now. So as long as he doesn't die, he can drop this, and that's going to buy them roughly 20 seconds. He needs to throw it now. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Eventually, it's going to lob on in, and now they have to push through. They have a couple of flashes of their own, but The problem here is the rotation is completely in. Shox is on the flank and he misses one, spams away. The time now will really be the problem for Panda. Shox not making any kills. It's not going to matter because into the B blender they go.
Oh boy.
They've turned the blender off.
They have. However, this timer is not going to turn itself off. It's going to be lucky. This is going to be that thorn in the side. The last one there entrenched in the site. Finds the frags necessary and there's just simply no time to plant.
2 and 3 HP.
That one got very, very scary for G2 Esports there towards the later parts of the round. Should there have been more time on the clock, that could have been a different story. But overall, another one on the board for the French side. 5-0 now. We go into round 6. We're going to see another buy out on the side of Panda Gaming. AWP there on Savage. Let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, so juggled it around again. They were really cornered off in middle there. There was multiple smokes placed, obviously. The Molotov that the CTs throw down middle, like you're seeing right now, also makes it a bit more difficult. They've comboed it in with the smoke, so it was their smoke. I was just questioning that. So that really just holds them in T-stairs at bay for a longer time. Also means that the pressure being applied from Banana can be done with less utility, because you can just take more heads-up duels. You don't have to worry about as many angles for them to peek out from. It'll just be from the T-stairs. Less likely they're going to come through that smoke to take that fight. But aggressively with the AWP, Kenny will posture. Lucky being his little minion in this point in time. Throws utility, clears close, and at this point you can leave Mr. S high and dry and rotate 4 over towards the A bomb site, which we will see come in now. TB is about to throw the Molotov over the... Oh, they've actually called a pause here, Trace. So this happening in the middle of the round does appear to be a technical issue, so we're going to want to restart and get back to where we were. Called a PC issue.
It was rather quick, though.
Yeah.
I am ecstatic at how fast that one was reversed and sort of match medic. So in case you're wondering what happens there, they call for the PC problem. And obviously mid-round is an awkward time to do it, and we actually saw an instance of that the other day, but
no damage was done in this instance, which is quite nice.
which is very nice. So what they're able to do is revert the round and bring it back to 5-0. We're going to replay that round.
Yeah, nothing had really happened. There's not a big amount of worry. You just have to make sure that everybody has all their money and weaponry in the right place. That's normally the more difficult thing to go with. As you can see here, nobody from G2... Oh, never mind. They have their guns on the back. I was going to say nobody from G2 has bored on in yet, but they had Shox stay alive in that last round. It got very close. It was that 1-on-2 situation with the smoke being dropped extremely late. Now, everything appears to be fine. The have funs have come on into the chat. And we should be getting back underway. So what did we see just there? We did see Savage with the AWP, but he's given it back to Aya. So we're getting a couple of different interesting approaches here. We'll see if they change it up.
Looked like they wanted to do something there towards A, though. Saw the player set up for smoke before the timeout or before the revert was called. Either way, a weird stack here from Body and Company in the boiler room.
It's quite dangerous, that position, because you can get swarmed on very easily. I think it's just to catch one player by surprise, but if they throw a Molotov, you're going to get burnt.
Awkward.
Yeah, so you see Body takes quite a bit of damage there. He's down to 77 points of health. There's nothing crazy to worry about. The AK bullet to the head is still going to finish him off, but the noise ticks allows the Panda Gaming side to know that members were close, and now they're setting up for a different approach because TB... Oh, never mind. He's going on through the doorway. I thought he was lining up a smoke there. He was just getting blocked by a teammate. So this is the same setup they were going for. This Molotov cottons off perch, so if the player is underneath the balcony, he can't escape, has to stay and fight.
The counter Molotov by Body in a protocol. You throw a Molotov at us, we'll throw one back at you. And now the bomb is going to be set up to go outside of the apartments now. And the 2 other members, alongside of the 3 in apartments, will be working their way up middle. A little bit harder of a task, but they do find themselves up to porch already, and that's going to help things for them. However, the swing there from Jack's going to find fruit onto one. Going to eat the lunch of the other should he land the headshot, but he can't seem to do it. Does take a considerable amount of damage. Meanwhile, the trades are coming in just properly. Missed shot from Shox there. And that one wasn't pretty, ladies and gentlemen, but he was able to get it done at the end of the day, putting a 6-1 on the board there for G2.
Just some things to note there. If you're going to do a top mid-wall take, like what we just saw come out from the guys of Panda Gaming, you want to use it. Once you take top mid and you know that nobody's actually holding porch all perched up on the roof there. What that gives you is the ability to suffice that the setup is probably a stack onto the A bomb site, right? They're probably playing in the pit. They're probably playing on the balcony. Maybe they're playing in the site, castle. They have that kind of crossfire set up. So by sending 3 players through halls after you find top mid control, you're actually playing into a setup which works for them. You're narrowing down the choke point, just hoping to stamp on up that quad side. And oh, look, there's an opening. That's a big kill right there from Bottle. We traded out early as through the smoke bot. He's going to spam. He'll find a kill. We now have a 4v4. Over to Arch side, 2 players have dipped. Now it's on to Jax. Find one of these players. Yes, he can. The bomb is dropped. Still a chance here, though, because CT spawn can get messy, especially if you push on in. But Shocks this time, making up for a couple of missed bullets in the last. It's a very important headshot, and now it looks like they want to pincer around towards this A-bomb site. HC with the AWP bot. He's going to get caught off here. Savage with the good timing. We'll get an M4. And now it's all on Jax. Playing in that castle position. He has to worry about a lot of angles here, but he's also playing a position that is quite difficult to check. There we go. One of the angles Savage wasn't ready for, and HC with the AWP and library. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Going to get taken down. Fantastic work from Jax there. Even though they did lose the opening kill, they stayed strong. G2 7-0 now.
A good idea for G2 and Jax specifically to stay in that angle, knowing that he would take a little bit of an awkward approach for the side of Panda to counter it. And now, yes, 7-0 the score line. Sniffles now all over the place. They do have weapons again. They do have 5 AKs and a ton of utility. However, Body with his aggression down middle could prove to be a big problem. Combine that with the banana aggression. Having been eliminated is Shocks, and it does look like they don't want to stop there. Lucky's going to follow through with the MP9 kill, and they've got him beaten back into the ramp right now. There's no way they could have gotten out of there unless they found all the frags.
Yeah, that play that G2 are doing, oh, wow. Tibby, I thought the jump was on him. I thought Jax had him.
It did make sense, but looking at it now, it's all what ifs and could have beens. Tibby just holding strong in the window room. They're going to bring the bomb up there to support. Then hanging out towards the ramp is going to be Aya with an AK. Maybe there's a push there from G2 is probably what he's thinking, but they can't afford it. And a 3v3, and now what is a 3v2 when Body finds the kill in the bottle? There's no way you should be pushing that banana side. And after the double dink, it's Body that finds another one on a TV.
Oh, in the back, here it comes. Look at this aggression coming out right now from G2. I like the combo that they're throwing. So on Inferno right now, you see a lot of teams that do the Molotov's banana, the nades onto the tree. They throw the Molotov down mid as well, and that's to really just block people in for a long period of time. Because if you can get banana control relatively free, you don't have to take too many fights, you don't have to worry about getting flanked. You've already had a very big success on the CT side. With that Molotov and then throwing the smoke on top of it, like they're doing, it completely absconds any viewer from the T-stairs to be able to see what type of push they want to go for. So that means in the later stages of this, maybe they can go for second mid pushes. You know, maybe they can go for more aggressive plays. They just have to throw that similar style of smokes and Molotovs, and they've set a precedent.
Boom. Kenny, not sure if he even knew that he hit that shot. Maybe we get some eye tracking onto there. Maybe not. It's going to be Aya that follows up with the reply. So 4 versus 4. And another quick one there from Kenny S. An unbelievably fast kill. Shock's going to hear all this fire and wants to get a part of it. And he does. Finding the last kill on Tibby, giving another round to G2 Esports pretty quick fashion. We do see a pause coming out from the side of Panda, and it's going to be tactical.
How many rounds do you think they look dangerous on? Probably about 2 or 3 rounds?
I'm going to go with G2 at their current pacing, at their current rate of just demolishing any attempt that Panda has to set up. We're going to see a 15-0 half. I'm going to call it now. Not HLTV confirmed.
Really? You're going with 15-0. You think that's going to be the situation to unfold here?
I think it is, and I think it's rather unfortunate given that Panda have picked Inferno as their map. They're starting on the T side.
Yeah.
Now, in this bout, of course, as I said, G2, the favorites, they are the big dogs here. But you would think that Panda, you would think that it wouldn't be that big of a mismatch. You would think that Panda would have something in their toolkit to run with.
Yeah.
But against G2 that have found, all the successes in their pushes and their aggressions and really just relying on aim in a lot of situations, they're not having too much of a problem here. So I'm seeing 9-0 on the board now. Let's see what becomes true, Chad.
And this is a chance for Kenny to get some kills with the AWP and Halls here. 4 players making his way there. They do have a tag team combo set up. He's going to miss the first, but that's where the rifle of Jack comes in. He grabs one. Kenny re-picks, gets another one. Going to keep going for more, throwing his life potentially away there. And he's going to land. The M4 has been picked up, and Kenny's life has been saved. So, lucky to get away. But all in all, Panda, I know they lost 2 players, but they'd be happy with the fact they were able to pick up an M4.
Speaking of lucky, in the meantime, he's just holding it down here on Banana. He hasn't pushed. He's just holding fast there towards the car, which is a good call by him. I mean, even in this round, it's got now bottle set up with this Deagle here in the boiler room. Looks as though, even though Hurricanes has picked up a weapon, they just still want to hold fast. They don't want to push it. They do have plenty of time. But then as soon as they try to wrap around here or try to go up the short side here towards A, they're about to run into a 3-man stack. However, that's going to pull a rotation from Shocks. I'm not sure how, but I guess the idea here is to play a 2-on-2, which could work.
It's just really weird with Kenny's position, right?
Yeah.
It's so forward. If he misses the shot or if Body doesn't get a kill here, then he's teamed on out. And that's the thing, man. It's such a audacious angle to take. They're going to swing. They're going to take the fight. And Body's position means they're already pre-aiming that left wall anyway, right? So once Body gets known from Halls, the people coming up quad side are looking towards Castle, which is close to where Kenny was.
Chad, remember that time I said it'd be 15-0 and then they started to win the round?
Maybe you're like a positive jinx. Maybe you said it because you wanted to see
That's
Panda
what I was thinking.
win the round.
That's exactly what I was doing there. I was hoping that Panda would put up the fight, and they have. Because in this round, it's gone all wrong for G2. A first round on the board for Panda Gaming there, 9-1. Round 10 goes their way, and we look to round 11, which, if this doesn't go in the way of Panda, well, we're going to see a big economic problem.
Yeah, I'm just curious that the setup they had was perfect. You know, Kenny spotting the line, so he baits, a shot comes out, either he hits it or he doesn't. That's really not the end of the world. And then the rifler there is meant to pick up multi-kills. Kenny, very aggressive going for a second. I understand why he did it. He didn't want them to get away with that M4 for free. However, in doing so, put down very low and then forced them to play a situation where they were split between 2 chairs, as the Germans would say.
2 chairs.
Yeah, it's like two tough decisions, or, you know, making you choose between 2 things. Between 2 chairs is the saying translated to English. But right now, the default spread is coming out again. They have absolutely no Banana presence at all. Look at this. They're not even trying to fight Banana. They're just peering on up there thinking, hello, is anybody home? And we can see there's 3 people who are behind the big red door.
Yeah, and I mean, understandably so. They were beaten down off Banana pretty early on in the game to the point where they were just backed off into T-ramp. Never really given a chance to sort of spread out across the map, and you never really know. I guess early on in this round, we did see Kenny over there towards Banana with the op. Now he's going to go ahead and rotate over to this arch side. And if the timing is right and if the smokes fade and he peeks his top middle, he's going to have quite a few kills on his hands. However, this bomb's going to transition back now. Looks like they want to regroup, maybe hit Banana and force. They do have Bottle up here towards this archway. It's going to be awkward if Kenny doesn't hit that shot, but he does.
Jeez Louise, he's so quick, isn't he? It's going to be a B hit for sure. Only 20 seconds left. There's utility. This Molotov should land from Shocks right now.
Boom.
Run through it, boys, because you're coming into the attack. And here's Lucky from the back of the site chiming in with the tag team duo. Helps with an assist. That's it. They have to save.
That's what we call a blunder. Timer is gone. The spray is there, and almost a double. Aya doing what he can damage-wise, but can't do enough to win the round. 10-1. This one is slipping well out of the hands of Panda Gaming, or the paws, maybe I should say.
Yeah, look, if they're able to get four rounds, I think we'd be happy with Panda Gaming's performance on this T side. But they have a big question right now because they have just been reset, but 2 members, Savage and Bottle, do have enough money in the bank to go for a buy, and they will. So they've fully invested. Savage has an AK, Bottle has an AK with 2950 residual. Nothing on the likes of Tibby and Aya, and Hurricanes has a Deagle armor. So actually, they're going back to spawn to buy up now. That was obviously a late call on what to do. There's a bit of confusion right now in the Panda camp because the buys did come in early. Anyway, can you tell me about what type of appendages that Pandas have?
You noticed.
Uh-huh.
Well, Chad, did you know that a panda has 6 digits. That's right, 5 fingers.
Okay.
And an opposable pseudo thumb. Actually, it's just like an enlarged wrist bone, but they hold it for bamboo eating.
Okay, so it's kind of like just like a prop. It doesn't really. They just kind of prop things up against it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the demonstration that I'm seeing in front of me makes sense.
Yeah. I think that's how it would probably work. But yeah, because they kind of like scoff the bamboo into their mouths. Like Kenny's about to scoff some of these kills that are about to be offered up his way. You call that one a segue in the business.
Segue.
It's not the scooter that Shroud fell off.
And there it is. The 5 members from Panda now trying to get something going towards the A site. It's going to be a...
I don't know. They don't have any utility.
Yeah, they don't have any utility. They do have the AKs. And
they don't have any map control. They have end of holes. There's 3 players from G2 over towards B who now have information, so they're about to be rotating back over towards this A site. The question is, do they get there in time? They know that the arch rotation is open, so Jax is already looking in that direction. But as the clock trickles down, it's key kills here that fall, meaning Panda could lose under pressure.
There's the hit, but it's just going to be hit after hit for G2. They have found 5 in pretty quick succession. A had the only one to find kill. On to Jax, and, well, kind of what you expect. They don't really give themselves a lot of room to run.
They don't give themselves room to do anything at all there. I feel like the flustered AK call, if you're going to do that, then you need to have at least a game plan. You need to have a hole that you want to exploit, because otherwise you're going to find the clock ticking down. A very uninspired round. Didn't appear to be a game plan other than let's go and find some picks. And when you don't find any picks because G2 are, you know, they're respecting you. They're not pushing you every round. They're not forcing you to sit back on your hind legs and dig in and try and stop their aggression. They're just playing standard Counter-Strike, and you're getting schooled right now.
Speaking of schooled, it was Absolute that schooled TNC in their best of 3. That one's over, and that will be the opposition of the winner of this best of 3. So Absolute over TNC 2-0. And they will go on to play the winner of this one that we are watching now, which at its current pace is smelling, feeling, looking like G2. Kenny S able to find himself a bit of an eco frag there with the AWP on the TV. And this has Panda all sorts of scared. Kenny trying to find an op shot there to the player in the middle who only has a deagle, but with all of that now well under control, Chad, I think we get back to
Panda Talk.
The Panda Talk.
The Panda Talk. Hey guys, I know you came to watch some Counter-Strike today, but what we're watching right now is absolute destruction from G2 as Panda don't even look competitive. The thing is, if this was a 12-1, Panda, well, you know, they were fighting for banana control, there was back and forth rounds, there was clutch situations, it was a close matchup, then we could invest, right? Then we could really build you up a storyline. The issue right now is Panda are not showing anything at all. Right here, I want to see a bit more aggression come out from them. Trace, are Pandas known to be aggressive animals?
Yes, absolutely. Pandas, well, I mean, I don't know. But you know, what I do know is that I don't know about how aggressive they are. And in this notion, they need to find that aggression, perhaps throughout Banana.
I really like that approach of getting the boost up.
This is a nice little boost right here. It's not exactly, you know, you're not exactly out there in the breeze and you still have a chance to get away. Just barely missing the shot is Kenny S, and he's going to have to fall. The awkward positioning is that they're now kind of trapped until the Molotovs go away.
They should get away. I like the way that they did that, because the cool thing with doing the boost in that position is you're not awkwardly jumping up and, you know, hopping, and then behind the wall is a chance that your head gets picked on off.
It's not a very pre-aim spot. My God, how much of a travesty was this at top middle? 12.
We missed it all.
To 1. We missed the entire show, and now it's Kenny S who will be the last one to fall. 5 members remain alive here going into the last round, which is going to go a long way in terms of nothing, because they have everything they need already. So
it was good though.
Yeah,
good approach. Popped out middle, made the very important kills there. Banana was actually pressured for once. You could see they were made to keep themselves honest. They couldn't just sit back in the site and wait. Had to use some utility. Had to move around a little bit. You could see Kenny squirm for a little moment there. So good stuff. 12-3. I said 11-4 wouldn't be too bad. If they can get 12-3, they've done pretty decent in my books. Once again, they will go up towards Banana.
But did you know that pandas can swim, Chad?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I've seen them do that at the
That
zoo.
makes them even more terrifying, I think.
Everyone thinks they're super cute looking, like polar bears. Polar bears eat other polar bears.
Yes, polar bears are also mean. Bears in general are strong and mean. Ever since I saw the scene from The Revenant.
What's that TV show with the cartoon bears?
Berenstain Bears? No, that's
they're like park rangers or something.
Oh, Yogi Bear.
Yeah, and Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you do.
They've given bears like a very fluffy look, but bears, they're scary. They're cannibals.
Very misleading.
Yeah,
for children to think that they can go and approach bears, sort of like you think you can run up short here on the body. Who's going to find the kill on the Hurricanes? And does give the round back into the favor of G2 with 5 alive and double op set up there and Lucky and Kenny S. But Aya says, you know what, Mr. Kenneth? Not today, buddy.
He's looked good. He's had a couple of moments. Looked good yesterday as well. His Deagle has been on point, and Lucky's got that secondary AWP over towards this B-bomb site. He's not going to be able to land a shot, but we'll do a tag of damage. Savage is going to trade him. Now the smoke will come on down, and it's going to be a 3-on-3 situation. If Savage wants to get high and dry with that AWP, he could actually perch himself and kill the rotators, but instead he's going to play close to the smoke, and this round is more than doable. I'm starting to believe in the Panda project.
It is. I have to whip out some Kung Fu moves here. Kung Fu Pandas. Trying to hold on to this B site with the bomb planted. They don't really know where the brunt of this retake's going to come from, but with Savage picking up the kill on the body, that is going to help alleviate some of the pressure.
They've got this.
Yes, they do, in fact, have it, unless Jax can do something miraculous right now. It's going to be Shox that finds 1 kill in a 1 versus 1. Aya, after being dinked down to 12 HP, picks up a 3rd for Panda Gaming, and we look towards the 2nd pistol round, but that showed a little bit of life there at the end of the half.
Definitely a bit of vigor. They actually were a little bit more decisive in their plays. When kills came in, they knew how to react. So 3 rounds after what was just an absolute berating. It's not too shabby to walk away with here. They get this pistol, and they start to climb. It's not over until it's over. And we saw the resilience that they showed yesterday. We know they've got the fight in them. We know that Panda Gaming, this Chinese team representing in front of the home crowd, they don't want to go out in the round of 16. They want to give it their best shot.
Now we're going to see what G2 can muster up on their T-pistol. This could be a nail in the coffin of the game, should they be able to find it. But Bottle Jr. wants to take this into his own hands, along with some teammates down middle. With the USP, and that mid-aggression is just a taste of their own medicine, and that's what G2 is going to be receiving right now, except for Kenny decides to take it all on himself. Find 3 big frags there. And what was a rather fast round and a rather fast pistol going in the way of G2.
Trace, have you ever gone to a fast food restaurant and you've placed an order and they've called out your order when it's ready? And it's quite a packed fast food restaurant at this point. You're getting takeaway. And you've gone to the counter and gone, hey, that's my order. I ordered the double cheeseburger, the nuggets. And they go, oh, you're number 33? And you go, no, I'm number 35. What just happened there to Panda Gaming was they had the hope that their order was ready early, and they had the hard realization that it's actually not for them, as Kenny will take their double cheeseburger and 6 nuggets.
And take it to the bank.
Yeah, because he was there first.
Not really sure why you'd eat cheeseburger and nuggets at the bank, but I suppose you can eat those anywhere.
If they allow you to bring food from outside. I'm assuming a bank would. They don't serve food.
Yeah, I can't imagine there being a conflict of interest. Plus, they want your business. So, speaking of the bank, it will be G2 Esports that have elected to use it all here. They've got 2 AKs and 3 MAC-10s, and they've also got an opening out onto the A site, in which we're going to see this bomb get planted, and Panda going to go ahead and concede the round by backing off into B with their pistols and their armor and saving that. And we're going to see a 14th on the board here for G2 Esports.
I can tell you exactly the tone of the in-game leader's voice there as the one player on A went down and they realized they've stacked the wrong bomb site. Goes a little bit silent like this. Give me 1 second. Let me get in character. Save. I've said that once or twice in my time.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, not necessarily a fun place, especially with the chase coming in. That's a not so great smoke that Shox is going to do his best to take advantage of. Did TB see him slip to the side? There's multiple bogeys behind that smoke that he could have to get the 5-7 down on, and the kills will come in. So they're doing a good job of holding onto the armor and pistols, but only Aya and Savage survive, and Lucky wants to get up close and personal. Will find the kill.
And the pistol.
And only Savage was the lucky member to keep his life. So now they can eco, or they can force again, but either way they will be conceding 15 rounds.
That's right. It's going to be an even rougher time. You put yourself against the actual ropes there, bound for the floor. The beat presence early on for G2 in this round, and it's going to be Tibby by himself there. Going to go ahead and get pushed back and then mowed down by the MAC-10. Getting sprayed by Shocks, and then they're going to have an open door into this B-bomb site. Little to no contest, and barely any HP loss. 76 there for Shocks.
Look at this, though. They already have forward position of tree. They still have a player over in apps. They have one guy middle in chicken pit to make sure that nobody can push. Panda Gaming are screwed.
Yeah, quite literally. That AK drop from Kenny, he wanted to get involved in the frags too, but looks like Jax is probably going to pick it up if they can find it. It's in the smoke. Yeah, he did get it there at the end. So match point here, or map point, rather, for G2 Esports. Just joining us, don't worry, we have another map coming your way soon. I do believe it's Cash.
I want everybody to put their arms in the air right now, like Goku with the Spirit Bomb, and channel all of your bamboo for Panda Gaming. Because if you want to see the Chinese put up a fight on their map pick, they need to start it now. They need to start with these AUGs, the AUGs of power, to light up the top right of the screen.
Yes, indeed. Lucky the first victim of the round, falling to TV. Backs with a little bit of banana aggression, something that is very, very useful for G2 Esports. We saw them do it on their CT side, and now looks like Panda wants to replicate that just a little bit. But again, being their first buy into this game, and the 3 AUGs, 2 M4s that they do have, they've already given themselves a little bit of a heads-up advantage here in the 4 versus 5 that is now round 19.
And they're being aggressive in banana as well, which means if the A hit does come in, the fast flank will be on the cards. Shocks. Was he lining up a flash, or was he just shouting some commands? Either way, they've limped the smoke onto the balcony, and here comes the pounce. Molotov in towards the pit. Flashes to follow. They have to take down Bottle. Don't worry about Bottle. HZ is dead, and he spins. He's going to follow the MAC-10s. Oh, dear. Somehow proving way too powerful, and Kenny, great position here under the porch, grabs the head of TB, and that just leaves Aya in a 1-on-3 situation. Can the youngster, can he get it done here? He's going to pivot, he's not going to make the kill, and Kenny will put the final nail in the coffin. G2 look ecstatic here as they take map number 1. The choice of Panda Gaming.
Yeah, and a tough one to bite there if you are the Pandas, because that is not how you wanted to start this best of 3. And of course,
got to make sure your vaporizer's on. Is that an audio thing or a vape? I'm not sure which one.
Where at?
He's just fiddling with it right here. That's HZ just pinning some stuff in. Maybe it's an audio thing.
Looks like an audio thing.
Yeah, it does look like they have Zowie gear, so probably an audio thing.
Mouse is heavy. Lifted it up.
Knees weak.
Arm spaghetti. Also, did you know, Chad, and since we do have a few minutes here, not a whole lot to detract from this matchup, so I think now would be the appropriate time to say that Pandas are lazy. Eating and sleeping make their day.
Okay.
Did you know that you're best to go to the zoo early in the day to see the panda active?
Okay.
Because otherwise they're just kind of lounging around. Just
are they still on the endangered species list?
I'm pretty sure, man.
That sucks.
That'll be something we touch on at the end of this break, because when we come back, we do have Cash coming your way, and well, G2 Esports paving the way for what could be a 2-0 in this series. So make sure you're with us when we come back. Welcome back to WESG 2018-2019. What we left you with was a real cliffhanger, and I don't mean the Pandas versus G2 Esports is much as are Pandas endangered.
Right now they are in the server. Are they in real life too?
In real life, they, as of last year, removed from endangered to vulnerable.
Okay.
So
that's an upgrade in
good.
status. That's a good sign. That is you're trending upwards if you're Pandas.
But you've made a good point, Chad. The endangered Pandas of Panda Gaming did not make it easy for themselves there on Inferno. Now we're going to switch gears and go to Cash, which is the map pick of G2, so you can only imagine that this might be even more of a bloodbath.
Yeah, and we did see them play Cash earlier in the tournament, and they looked like they were ready to give teams a good throttling. Headsets are on, which means the knife round should follow very shortly, but we need to see a completely different Panda Gaming here, reinvigorated, revitalized, and ready to frag, because G2 are looking like they want to run away with this one. As here we go, we're getting into the knife round. One of these maps where, look, unless you have a very clear game plan, it doesn't really matter what side you start on, especially if it's your map choice of G2, you'll be happy either way. Slashy, slashy, stabby, stabby. And it looks like, unless Bottle can pull off a 2v1, the knife round will be going in favor of G2, and they get to dictate the pace, decide where they want to start. And that's a victory before we even have a round on the board.
G2 starting on CT. So you're telling me that
well, likely in the hands of Kenny S, and Lucky actually does the secondary duties on this G2 roster. Shox not picking it up as much as he once may have, which in my opinion is a very good sign, because he should focus on hitting those headshots with the AK-47s and such. Now, over towards B, we're on board with Jax, who's ready to receive multiple bogeys from the B-bomb site.
And you see Panda Gaming here set up for a push on this B side. I don't think that G2 would fall trap to that. Not this early in the game.
Could be a fake coming out at some point. Savage has the utility over towards middle. Smoke and the Molotov in hand. Right now they're just waiting for aggressive plays, and they haven't been able to find any. So aggressing now themselves over into the sunroom. Oof. Jack's been put on notice with that one right there. Tickled a little bit.
Gooshed, perhaps.
The fact he's willing to stay aggressive like this is massive confidence. He's one bullet away from death, and the idea is to get rid of his information, but he's still holding on to it, and they aren't rotating a player out of that B side. There's still 2 members on B and 2 on A, so the A attack is where this is all going to go down.
Yes, that's right. The rumble here in the doorway, because they're going to pop out this doorway with a quickness, and they're going to run right into Kenny S, who does find himself playing in quad. He is alone in the site, but he does have backup and Lucky there at the truck.
Molly.
And here comes the Molotov on quad. It's going to be kind of shadowed as Kenny is able to get out of that position and now finds himself into quite the fight. Did have all the opportunities in the world, but just like that, Panda Gaming have turned this round into their favor and have gotten the bomb down. Jax with the B push, even on low HP, does find success on the Savage.
How is this happening?
And somehow, some way, the retake has gone all the way in the favor.
That all fell apart so quickly. It looked great. You know, the Molotov pushed Kenny out of position, made him really flustered. We saw him only able to pick up 1 kill there, but the retake was so quick. I think the kill from the low HP of Jax onto Savage in middle as he's swinging through to clear out and get on the flank has to be the most pivotal. Obviously, that wasn't where the action was going down, but Savage could have played spoiler through the mid position, coming in for a flank. As soon as that crumbles, all the houses off the cards will fall, and now the Deagles will come out. They do want to buy in the 3rd round. There will be enough money due to that bomb plant, so they just get a chance to go for a free little pistol upgrade.
I think that was the Greer strat, right? The 4 or 5 outdoor.
Yeah. Look, guys, you rush door. I'm going to throw some nades. Theirs was done with a little bit more finesse.
Yes, and while they were able to finesse a bomb plant in this round, it's going to be Kenny that takes down Aya. You got the 4 Deagles left alive there on Panda Gaming, still spread out pretty thinly across the map. And G2 know this. They don't want to get too aggressive, even though they do have an advantage in terms of weaponry and equipment.
It's a cool little variation of a stack that they were unfolding just there. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, dear.
As per sources, this is a report from DK. Sonny may be looking to join Ents as talks with Cloud9 cease. So I'll keep you updated on how that one unfolds in the social media realms, just like this round. Quite slow, but as soon as it kicks on off, 2 crisp headshots there from Shox, one of the greatest players to ever touch Source, lighting it up here in the CSGO realms as Jax will finish off Tibby, get himself a deagle. And now we get cooking with gas. The barbecue's switched on. We're preheating. There's a couple of steaks ready because Panda got the AKs out.
Charcoal or propane?
We would use propane in Australia, but we use I want to say LPG.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
no. We use natural gas. What am I talking about? I think propane is LPG. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't. I was just curious.
I should know these things.
Well, charcoal definitely more flavor.
Definitely, yeah. But that's more of like a. That's not like a.
It's like a traditional barbecue.
Yeah.
And sort of like the barbecue that could be ensuing here at the A site. We have Kenny S over there towards the forklift with a boost of Lucky onto the Shroud position. Trademarked by him, of course. You can't use that. Only he can. But in this instance, we'll allow it. Looks like it's going to be an A pop here, an A hit. Here's the flash. Lucky on top. They already know he's there. They might have heard him. There could have been a sound cue. But now Kenny's going to find a fight at forklift. For some reason, the kill he does find and the second one he does find are all one-on-ones. He's going to look to find a third here, but it's going to be Tibby that does look a little bit further into that, finding it first with the AK. So the bomb is in the site, and now the plant will come through in the default position. So TB, the hero of the hour, putting a first round on the board here for Panda Gaming early on. And what was a buy round for them. So all in all, a good look there as they're able to harness that one back in.
As you saw right there from Kenny, you can see the importance of needing that forklift position, either as the T or the CT. It doesn't really matter. I'm not saying you have to hold it every round as the CT, but definitely as a protocol as the Ts, if you are taking the A bomb site, usually the AWPer, if you have one, you want to try and post him up in that forklift position because he can swing. He can help the site, he can fight truck, stop highway pushes, and also swing to A main if necessary. In my opinion, it's probably one of the most important positions to have control of when you are taking the A bomb site as the Ts. Gone aggressive in A mains, they have information. Meanwhile, HC has come out mid and killed Shox. He was left all alone. It's now a 4-on-5 situation as Panda look a lot more decisive. They are approaching this map with a bit more vigor. They definitely have nothing to lose. They are the underdogs, and they got hammered on that first map. So, all in all, may as well play with some aggression. As Kenny will trade it up, kill out Aya, and now we have a 4-on-4 situation.
We do indeed. Meanwhile, this bomb has not made a progress towards any site specifically at this point, but they do have the opening there through the vents, and it's going to be Body that finds the first kill. However, he's going to be traded out by Savage. So they're going to streamline themselves through the through B vents now and through the B main. But the trades just stay alive in this game. However, 6 and 7 HP over there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much flash in the pan as to what success they could have had in that round. Jack's finding the last 2 and ultimately ruining the money of Panda Gaming here as we look at round 5.
Yep. It's not in a good spot. Not a good spot at all. I think they'll have to take a save or another pistol upgrade here. That's the reset. And G2, no. You can see Shox there only investing in an MP9. Let's see if he gets aggressive with that one.
Good idea, I think.
Farm the cash. You know, you're not risking as much, especially with a position like he's playing. He's already pushed all the way in mid. Straight through his own smoke. Away he goes. And now we can use that Shroud of Cover, which he was able to magically appear through and find a kill to get away without having to worry too much as smoke kills galore. Like
love
he's going to light it up onto TV. And at this point, his round is in a bit of hurt for Panda Gaming. They're going to try and boost. They're going to try and get creative. Make sure that Shox can't reaggress through middle without someone keeping tabs on him. He wants to, though. He really wants to. The flash will come in. He even checks on top of the box. That's the bomb down, dropped directly at his feet. Thank you very much, he says. They're going to boost on over.
They can't contain it. Something important to note there is he did take a considerable amount of damage. They can't contain or cordon off this bomb in this area, so he has got to fall back. Meanwhile, Bottle boosted up with the Deagle, knows that there was a presence in vents. Doesn't know if he fell all the way out, and it won't really matter at the end of the day. Bottle can't get it done. 5 members remain alive there for G2, and we're going to see some guns come out on the side of Panda. There's a 4th one on the board for the French.
All right, well, there was a bit of a scuffle over towards the A-bomb site last time. Aya seems to be prioritizing getting this SG/Krieg, depending on how you want to name it. And he's had that on both gun rounds back-to-back, so maybe right now they might be able to make some more magic muster. The problem here is not a lot of utility and a handful of smoke grenades to work with, which can mean a set piece is possible. But once again, they just want to take this default. The squeaky door push comes in, and TB, the hero of the round. Wow. The 1v2 successor finds 2 more. Nate will land at his feet. 58 damage will be done. He'll eventually be traded out. But look how much space is being granted. It hasn't actually been taken. They haven't used it to their advantage. But there was the opportunity, and Jack's like shooting fish in the barrel. Bottle doesn't even consider that position. And he's dead as quick as you like it. Back to the 3-on-3. As soon as it looks good, it looks bad. And Lucky, not a leprechaun, unable to find any luck.
No clovers here. Not of the 4-leaf variety. Body finding himself at quad, getting in there very sneaky. Very, very sneaky, so.
Surely they don't check that position. What?
But he has been cleared, and it's going to be Panda to pick up a second round here.
Did they hear him? Do you think the squeaky door player may have heard him, or just really good awareness there from Aya?
I'm going to assume awareness, because he was real quiet back there.
Yeah, it's strange that that round crumbles so quickly. They did a lot of work to get back in it. Panda did a really good job of opening it up. Obviously, TV was the real star factor in that one. But 2 rounds on the board for Panda Gaming. We actually have a game on our hands this time. A bit of back and forth, a bit of argy-bargy.
That's right. Have a scrum. It's going to be Shox playing in this highway position to dispose of that Molotov there towards T middle. And back them off just a little bit. They want to take some fights here. It looks like Panda Gaming want to get set up and take some of these duels. They feel a little bit more confident now that they've gained a few rounds, and by a few, I mean a couple.
Yeah, that duel, just to note, in the way that Shox is taking the mid fights and the way that he plays mid, he's been playing it in a very similar style for quite a few years now. He really favors that sandbag position. But the way that he is doing it there, just by limping out his utility and jump spotting, it's very dangerous. There's always gaps that can be found, but a skilled player like Shox is able to get away with it. He has good awareness, fantastic reactions. Somebody like myself, or an even more average player than me, would have a very difficult time solo mid. Normally you want to have a couple of players there, but it looks like a bomb site lean is the preference from G2. They have 2 players on A. Shox is in swing position in CT spawn, actually leaning over towards B now. So if it is this B here, which it does appear to be with 42 seconds left on the clock, they're going to get lit up as Body drops them with Shox in tow, and now this is all over. A out left, last alive in the checkers position. He's not completely swarmed just yet, but any moment he'll have an enemy coming through his event. He's now stuck on that side. He can't go anywhere, but he can fight. And fight he does. 2 big kills with the Krieg. Now, can he drop out of the vent? And Shox will finish him off there. Another nail-biter for G2. As rounds that look good get close. They will post 5. A pause will come out. Let's see what tactics Panda can come out after they've finished their little discussion, the little chit-chat.
Yeah, and the tactics are going to be a back of 3 players being able to buy up and not having a whole lot still to show for themselves. 49.50 over there on A up. Savage with 4,100 and Hurricanes with 38. If they can't get themselves some AK and armor, utility won't be as strong as the other 2 players are around the 1,500 mark. But they're going to do it. They're going to go ahead and go for it. They've got 3 AKs and the 2 Deagles, 2 smokes, a flash, and a Molotov there on the side of Panda. And what they do with this round, we've seen them take a slower approach, not really want to test the extremities too much. Looks like they want to have a heavier A presence early on in the round.
That's kind of where they've found most success, and that's really just been off Tibby, right? He had the 1v2 situation from the forklift position. He also found 2 huge kills on the aggressing players through the squeaky door. So leaning on one player's heroics to pick where your bomb side attack is going to come in is not necessarily the smartest of plays, but
in the meantime, Body being able to find all the control in the world. Meanwhile, Kenny almost finding himself a double there in A main. Ends up only with 1 kill into A and Shocks with 1 of his own. Now a second one rings out for Kenny, and this round has gone awry here for Panda.
Keep on coming. Feed the beast. Kenny is like such a wow. I don't want to say he's a completely momentum-based AWPer because I don't think he is at all, but he is an AWPer when he does get momentum. It just snowballs out of control because he starts feeling the game. Like every shot he hits, every kill he makes, it kind of charges him up more and more. I'm not saying when he doesn't get a lot of kills, he's not good. It's just when he's on, he's bloody on.
Is that more of an emotional thing, you think? Is that more like a confidence thing?
I think it's a confidence thing,
rather than, say, momentum. I can see what you're saying there. I understand that.
I think a confidence thing, because when you're hitting shots, like you make a couple of quick flicks or whatever, it'll fill you with that kind of vibe that you're not going to miss. And an AWPer has to go into a lot of situations thinking they're always going to hit the home run, unless you want to have more of a hold and wait AWPer, and less combative, more like Skadoodle was originally.
Yeah,
obviously he adapted and changed. But Skadoodle used to be fantastic at just holding down that line, and you knew he was good for 2.
And you knew watching him play like an overpass, for example, over an A site, that he could just hold forever.
Yeah, fundamental AWPing and aggressive AWPing. So you have a real big contrast here. Fundamental AWPing is if you're going to AWP a line and then you get flashed off or you get pushed off by pressure, you drop back to that next line. And as an AWPer, it's very easy to learn what those lines are and know how to take those jewels. The harder part about being an AWPer is knowing when to aggress or taking the aggressive lines, hitting the flick shots, getting stuck in with the nose scopes and the aggressive plays. The combat AWPing, it's not for everybody.
But it is damn fun to watch.
It's exciting. It's probably some of the most exciting plays of the game, I think, combat AWPing.
Yeah.
Because you know the margin for error. If they miss that aggressive play, if they miss the timing, if the shot whiffs to one side,
I mean,
they're dead.
Even if you talk about combat opping, you could say that coldzera with the stuff that he did in Mirage, the jump opping stuff, is very combat-esque. I mean, he was setting himself up to hold an angle, but he was also turning that into something in his favor. Some of the best oppers in the world can do that. They can transition from just holding the line, and they know when to hold the line. Meanwhile, holding down the scoreline will be G2s. They picked up a round there on the back of a Panda Eco. Now with full weaponry, it's going to be Panda that have another shot at this, another go. 7-2 for G2 currently.
I think like games when they're so blown out in this regard, Trace, I think, you look at MIBR versus Viva Algeria, and you look at what's currently unfolding in front of us right now with G2 Esports and Panda, it really gives you more of an appreciation for the different levels of Counter-Strike, because it's such a stark contrast, right? You're watching, if you always watch European CS or you always watch Tier 1 CS, you're quite lucky, to get to watch it refine the way it is. Astralis is obviously the cherry on top there, and they give us the most beautiful and most well-versed CS. But when you watch something like this, it's a great experience, maybe not for Panda, but for Viva Algeria, for example, for them to get to play against a Tier 1 opponent like MIBR. That's fantastic as a learning experience, or maybe something just to put on the resume. But there is just such a huge drop-off at a certain level. And we're seeing that right here. This is great work. 20 seconds left. They have full A main control. Even if he gets flashed back, they have to be so hesitant of these lines. Look at this. They're just running in. They're going to be picked apart one at a time, hoping that G2 make a mistake. And they're the ones making the mistakes.
That's right, they have. With the TK of TB on the Savage, leaves TB by himself. He is in the site. And that could have been a real awkward turn of events there, but ultimately it's going to be Shocks that gets the last of the frags as the timer did tick down just too far for the plant. And now 8-2. It would appear as though they wanted to barrel out onto the A site. They wanted to maybe go for more of a feels play. That proved to be a fail play.
It's a feels bad man play.
It's definitely a feels bad man. Not feels Batman. Not to be confused. 8-2. And we look towards round 11. The pistols on the side of Panda Gaming.
Look at this. This nade's going to whistle a little bit too far. Unfortunate, but Kenny's about to be swarmed here. They've come straight out. They've taken him down. But look at the spam. He's able to get 2 big kills. Shocks' AK-47 will grab a third, but they're on the bomb side. They got the bomb down. And this is looking more deadly than their gun rounds again. Shocks can just sit this defuse, Wanted to make sure he could trade off a teammate. That happened all very quickly. Kenny's nade almost acted as a signal for them to push.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, okay, well, he's just naded, probably caught juggling guns, and they swarmed on out. I didn't think the timing was going to hinder him that badly, but all things are good for the G2 camp. 9-2 right now as they continue to barrel forward, looking like they want to get to that quarterfinal matchup as quickly as humanly possible. They will be playing Absolute, I believe you said, right? They beat TNC.
Absolute did beat TNC 2-0. So this winner will go on to play those guys. And what was a awkward exchange there in middle. It's going to be Bottle that gets the best of Shocks while he has a grenade pulled. Does get it off. So he finds a kill himself. 4v3 right now. Panda having weapons and seemingly wanted to do things at a quicker pace. It's going to prove to be fatal for Kenny. So you have the eye tracking software. Your eyes don't deceive you. This is not Word EXE being activated. This is, in fact, the Toby eye tracking software.
Good friends with Tibby, actually.
Tibby and Toby hanging out, doing things.
And Tibby's just gone down. We obviously lose audio while the eye track is on. We can't have visual and sound at the same time. It's 2019. We haven't quite got the technology there yet. But we are working on it. We have been slaving away here, trying to give you guys the best viewing experience possible for the World Electronic Sports Games 2018-2019. G2 now only 6 rounds away from putting themselves against Absolute. They're on the same side of the bracket of MIBR and Windigo. So definitely the more deadly side.
Definitely.
But I think that with a bit of B presence right now being displayed, maybe another explosive exchange could be what the doctor ordered for Panda Gaming here. Rustling in the bushes. Can they attack this B-bomb site? Because right now there's no swing player in middle. They have one in vents and one in checkers. So Molotovs will make their life quite difficult to defend here. Body is not spotting for info. He's merely playing the close angle so nobody can walk up on Jax. And Molotov comes in. The pop flashes too. So Body has a chance here. He's completely blind, spams away. His position has been given up. And now as he ducks, the split comes in. And fantastic explosive play there from Panda Gaming as we can see Viva Algeria standing up right now. We've gone back in time.
Oh dear.
And the wheel of doom spins faster and faster.
You do hate to see that. We can only forecast absolutely nothing. I can only tell you that
Savage got the last kill of the round.
Yes, and Savage got the last kill of the round. It has happened.
Let me get to the score bot. Maybe I can give everybody a clear recollection of what happened.
Let's get some T-Tours in there while we're doing that.
T-Tours? What's that all about?
Don't worry about that, Chad.
Okay.
Something else.
All right. Let me run you through how this round unfolded. Tibby came through the vent, was able to take down Jax in the back. Body completely blind spammed away. He died to the AK of Bottle. Kenny was able to get one in transition, and Lucky followed with another onto TB. Shocks gave the number advantage over to the CTs as he killed Bottle with the M4, and Savage 2 UMP kills from nowhere. It was wild. They're insane, taking down Lucky and Kenny S. The bomb gets planted by HZ, and then Savage is able to get the last kill with the AWP onto Shock. So the third round on the board for Panda. We're on to round number 14. Just giving you a quick little recap of the previous. We did have some technical difficulties over here. I did tell you we were working on it. It's a work in progress.
Right, Panda trying to run at the digits. 3 being half of the 6 total on a Panda, as I learned today. But now they need to grab these last 2 in the later stages of this first half. They want to have a fighting shot. Now, one pistol could change everything. That's how Counter-Strike works. And Jack's pushing up there in T-middle. Almost finds himself a second kill in Aya. He's only able to take out one player there in the process.
Oh, I like this boost right now on the A-bomb site.
Old school technology.
It's an all-in, definitely so, but Lucky has opted just to get up on the box. This way can be a little bit more mobile. They're going to push into main. Oh, Kenny's going to miss a couple shots there. That's unfortunate as the B-bomb site is not open. The Molotov is going to slow them down, and Tibby still continuing. What a performance from TB, one of the veterans of the Chinese scene, really putting the hurt on G2.
Yeah, and money.
I didn't feel we had to talk about it the entire game, but you're right. They have to save.
They do. And for the first time, I believe, in the entire game. It's not going to be Shock saving this round, though. Hurricanes is going to be spinning around and finding himself one before he's taken out by Lucky. It's not even a 1v3. It's a just trying to stay alive scenario for the Luckmeister himself. He's going to be trying to do it over here towards A main, but he's got to know that they want to hunt him down. So 4th round on the board for Panda Gaming. We're going to be heading into the last round of the half. Lucky can't hold on to that weapon, so lucky for him. That whole thing is over with.
Okay, this is dangerous now. This is a real chance for Panda to get back in the game. The 5th round against a compromised buy of G2 is more than possible. We've seen really big plays on 3 of the rounds come out from TB, which has helped net Panda the position that they're currently in. A faster approach towards middle is coming on in. There's 2 players from G2 ready to receive. Pushed on up his shocks with the MP9. He's definitely going to hear them scurry out from that smoke, playing in the backlines. It is a quick B play from Tibby, who once again has just dropped out checkers, cracked open the skull of Jax, and given them bomb site control, but Shox could play spoiler here. He's in a really hard position. Spams, taps, hits the shot with the MP9, and somehow manages 2 kills.
And that'll ruin your day. However, it's going to be Bottle that keeps Panda in this round. 3 versus 3. And the only rifle is there on Kenny S. It's going to be the silenced M4 until Shox has now picked up a Krieg. So that'll help his case a little bit. But this bomb trying to get itself into B.
Yeah.
G2 don't know this. They do have the rotations cut off now. If they try to change their game plan here, Panda are going to be running right into a barrel at some point.
Yeah, Kenny's in a rough spot. Especially with that Molotov coming out from the site. It means he can't continue to hold the angle that he just had. Has to play more passive, but never mind. Kenny S, the M4A1S, and headshots going left, right, and center. The dink with the follow-up to the body on Tibby. And Savage left in a 1-on-3 situation. The bomb site, Kenny has no fear. He's not afraid.
What year is it?
I don't know if we've gone forward or back in time.
I don't know. Ever since that sort of jumble up around, I've been kind of lost.
I haven't really felt myself.
Ever since I heard the news, it was never really the same.
One of those type of stories. It is 11-4. I was trying to paint a picture right there. If we could have some form of a comeback from the Chinese side, the only representation left right now in the WESG Counter-Strike tournament for 2018-2019 is the Panda Gaming squad. Unfortunately for them, they have a battle on their hands because G2 are looking crispy.
They are indeed, and this pistol round could be very telling as to where this series is going to go. Round 16, 11-4. It's going to be G2 going towards this A side heavy and early on in the round. They want to do what appears to be a contact play out of A main with a little bit of nade usage here to support it. Smoke's going to fly right on in. It's actually going to land for top of highway. So perhaps they can get out the door, but it's going to be Aya that finds the first frag on a body. Stopping this hit, but not for long. They're able to still get out into the site. Hurricane's finding one as well. This one's starting to unfold and unwind itself. This one has gone absolutely wrong for G2.
Oh, Kenny!
Until now, when Kenny finds 3 big frags with the Glock and himself alone here trying to get this bomb down. He has a fight there on the guy on truck, realizes it.
Has to be an ace.
Has to be an ace. Does have the bomb, closes the door behind him to make sure that no one can fast flank. Now Bottle working his way up highway, and his teammate there in Savage right behind him. Kenny's just going to toy with it. Goes for the peak and does find success. Now what could be an ace and a clutch. We're going to split the screens for you so that you can take a more in-depth look on both sides. Kenny S, the man with the plan, the bomb now out of his hands, does find the flank, does find the shot. Can't seem to land the head, though. And this bomb's going to start to tick away, falling back to the quad area. Kenny S landing a few more. I think he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Finding the headshot, finding the ace, and finding the clutch. Kenny S in your face.
Yes, yes, yes. Kenny S. What an absolute meal he just made of Panda. Made them look silly. As he's now skyrocketed up to 22 kills to his name. The beast is back, and he's hungry.
The real Kenny Powers. No, that one doesn't work, does it?
No, but I got where you're going with it.
12-4. G2 pick up a pistol on the back of some heroics there of Kenny S.
They definitely have no right winning that round.
Absolutely not.
That just
kerfuffle, as you call it, right?
Yeah. it's a hard one, right? That's just the individual brilliance of Kenny able to get that round.
They want to split the Vincent B in this round. They're going to be running right into Panda. Couldn't have dug in any tighter. Kenny now with the AK finds 2 for himself because he had an excellent pistol round, wants to follow it up, wants to keep running with it. 15 HP, he's going to have to back down from the fight a little bit. Doesn't want to put himself in the front line with this AK, but he's going to find himself there whether he wants it or not. TB's going to walk in his crosshair. Kenny, you have whipped it this time, my friend. And it's going to be TB that comes out on top, picks himself up an AK, can't seem to stay alive, though. And Aya could have potentially creeped out on the site, but that's just not going to happen either. So after all that in the pistol round, now you're telling me that Kenny S
whiffs to the back of a player.
My goodness.
It's not the most fun experience, is it? But it doesn't really matter because they get a bit of a bonus round. We will see the buy come out from Panda. 4 Augs, M4. And Lucky's going for this highway smoke, I believe it is, quite quickly.
Would love to see if that is a rehearsed sort of path that he took to throw that. That was outrageous.
You just got to take your hand off the mouse most times. You don't want to accidentally knock it to the left or the right. This is a much... Ooh, look at this. I like what we're seeing here. Molotov's being lined up. The push through the smoke. It's an A bombardment as jumping over top of the box was Savage. He will fall. Trades will come in. I love what we're seeing here. This is quite a well-rehearsed execute.
Yes, and good nades nonetheless by Panda Gaming.
That was a great execute. I'm clipping it.
Do it, Chad. You clip that. You clip that execute. Meanwhile, we're going to watch Panda Gaming try to do the retake here, and they're going to be doing a little bit of dance. Body with 2 HP. Now down to A with 76 and an AUG in his hands. Doesn't have a kit. Perhaps there's one on the site. Split the screens yet again. The only thing being split right there is going to be body. Into halves, and the bomb being defused.
Let the body hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor.
Sorry, not necessary.
We're getting excited for Panda Gaming here, and we're missing our heavy metal fix from the start. So they're able to put 5 rounds on the board. It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. I like to give hope where hope has a purpose, but in this specific matchup right here, Panda Gaming have just been throttled at every turn. Any signs of life have just been ripped out from under them, and I think Kenny S, he did a fantastic job of showing them how hard it's going to be. Number of advantages on the pistol round, and they're unable to convert, so this would be more than a grind. I've seen some comebacks in my time, but I feel this would be something else. Pop flash onto A. It's going to be a quick approach from Squeaky Door. One is going to go down of Lucky to the AUG of A. Body from last round will grab a kill. He's not traded out just yet, and Kenny has that key piece of real estate, the forklift. But the bomb has been dropped, and the flank is coming in quite swiftly. 2 players, A main.
They don't seem to know that the site's clear. You could tell just by the way they were playing right there. You're still kind of nervous. As maybe someone's coming out the door, maybe someone's coming out main, but no, it's going to be Savage coming out on top. Twice over. Jackson Kenny falling to him, 13-6. Panda working their way back into this game round by round.
We didn't see those kills. You, the viewer at home, didn't see those kills, but I can tell you that they were some bloody nice frags coming out from the flank.
Nuts. And bolts. Because G2 just got screwed, Chad.
Yeah, now their money is in the bin, and the door is open for Panda to start some resurgence. Deagle in the hand of Jax and Shox as we've gone back to Viva Algeria again. We keep going back in time. This was the game earlier today when they were having technical issues, so just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Obviously, we're dealing with some stuff here on our end as well. We just receive, we're not the givers, and I'm going to do my absolute best right now to commentate off of the scorebot. So don't really go anywhere. Trace, you loaded it up?
I do have it loaded up. It's going to be Shox that finds the Deagle frag now. Taking down Hurricanes with the headshot. Make it 2. Takes down TV as well. You wouldn't believe it. Finding a third on the bottle. Finally, it's going to be Panda finding a frag in this round onto body. And you can only imagine as to what's happening, but I can tell you right now that Aya is going to leave nothing up to imagination as he finds 3 in succession there, and Lucky and Shox. Bling is now down to a 2 versus 2. Kenny S and Jax versus Aya and Savage.
Oh, great plant there from Kenny. I love the post-plant positioning that he's set up here on the A or B bomb site. I'm not sure which one, but Savage, an absolute Savage, is going to take down Jackson, leaving it all on Kenny, who only has a Glock in hand. Surely he doesn't get this one done.
And he's done it before. We've seen the 1v5 there in the pistol round, but now can he do it again? Can he deliver against Aya and Savage? That will be the question at hand, and he cannot do it. It's Savage that gets the kill, and Aya with the defuse.
That was close.
And another round there for the side of Panda Gaming.
What an absolute gargantuan effort. And Shocks and Aya, they exchanged 3-piece feeds.
And in case you didn't know, we didn't see any of that in real time. That was all from the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of HLTV.org. Shout out to those guys and gals.
Let me just run you all through the buy coming in here. Right now in the hands of HC, he's only been able to get himself an MP9. Everyone does have head armor in the server. The likes of G2 with AK-47s in play. 1 AUG, 1 AK. Hold up a second. The kill's already come in. Body managing takedown HC. A supportive flush from Kenny S, giving that one away as TB. We'll trade on out here. We do have a 4v4. As we slow down now. Bottle able to pick up Kenny in the flurry. What a fantastic rotation there from Bottle. Really aware of the possibilities, but Shocks.
Yeah, Shocks with the trade. That does help. That does go a long way, especially in evening up these numbers, Chad. 3 versus 3 now. Shocks, Jax, and Lucky looking to keep things alive here. They're going to have to do it with conviction. The rounds are starting to skate away from G2 Esports. We do see 7 on the board right now for Panda. And this is one of those situations where the tides could begin to turn. This was a buy round for G2, mind you.
Well, these mid-rounds here is where you would say that an advantage should be in the hands of G2. They'll get the bomb down. That 40-second timer has begun. It ticks ever so loudly. The pressure now mounting on Panda, having to get back on into this bomb site A or B. TB, Aya, and Savage. 3 members having to work their way in. They do all have defuse kits. 1 AWP on this retake.
But that timer's ticked, Chad. It's ticked
tense.
down. It's not happy, and neither is Jax finding 3.
That is huge from Jax!
My goodness, would you believe that, Chad Burchill?
Oh my God, I haven't seen anything like this in all my time casting Counter-Strike.
Nor have we seen anything at all, period. As this is all on the backs of some fonts on the webpage, Chad. The HTML screaming to the page now.
That has to be the backbreaker right there. Shocks in the previous with the Deagle doing so much economic damage. And now Jax, he says, enough is enough. G2, 1 round closer. 14 to their name. Pistols is all what Panda has to work with. I can't see them getting back in this one.
No way, Chad. There's way too many heroics there for the side of G2 right now. Panda have been stopped in their tracks. They do have an AUG on Savage. They don't want to concede match point. They don't want to concede map point at that. Round 22 is underway. We are at 1:15 on the clock. It's going to be Shocks that falls first in this round.
No, not the start they were looking for. They knew they had the advantage with the weaponry. And another one. Bottle falling with that headshot onto Body. What felt good is falling apart again, but Jax, the hero of last round, he knows that he needs to stay steady. He can't get too excited with that absolutely amazing play. Kenny's going to get the bomb down, and now this is where the timer starts again, and things are looking good for G2.
G2 Esports know what this round means, having won the round prior, and then the 3 before that. Chad, this is going to spell bad news bears for the economy game, but the replies are there.
This is nuts!
And somehow, some way, Jax is here to play today with 3 huge kills, and Kenny rounding it all out, putting us up to map and series point. And again, you couldn't script it. I couldn't script it. I couldn't describe it.
It is indescribable scenes.
It is literally indescribable. As the scenes have been unable to paint themselves for us in front of you either. We are just here.
They say a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, right now we're doing our absolute best to give you 1,000.